this will help you reset your thinking a little bit, right? If you look at the landscape and you can kind of broadly put the users in two buckets. There are trainers, as in these are the people who create the foundational models and all that. And then there are tuners and inferencers, right? So these are people who use the foundational models, right? As an example. So if you look at the number of companies as the dimension, there are very few trainers, but there are thousands, tens of thousands, maybe even millions of organizations who are going to be tuners and inferencers, right? Completely different kind of a logarithmic scale for tuners and inferencers. But if you flip the logic and you think about scale of AI infrastructure, and what do I mean by that? What I mean is, well, we just look at GPU count as an example, number of GPUs. The entire story is flipped on its head, right? The trainers today have crazy number of GPUs, and the tuners and inferencers are what the industry terms today as GPU poor. Well, I'm GPU poor too, for example, right? I'm not a trainer. I struggle to find GPUs at the right time and the tooling at the right time to do my tuning and inferencing. This is the state of the market today, right? Now you may say, hey, Mohan, this all sounds good, but let's see some numbers. Let's see some numbers here, right? When Meta trained and launched Llama 3.1, which is, for all practical purposes, history now, right? They claim they use about 16,000 H100 GPUs. Well, that's a big number. And if you've been on Twitter and you've been watching Elon Musk's posts about X.AI, Grok 3, apparently they're using 100,000 H100s. And it's rumored that OpenAI has 25,000 A100s when they launched GPT-4. GPT-4 also is old, it's history, right? And look at how the numbers are projected to change. By the end of 2025, Meta expects to have 600,000 H100s. And here we are, like most of us are looking for, like, can I get one H100 to do my job? So the trainers, I think the point I'm trying to make is these guys are operating at a different scale, but you can probably count them in two hands. There's only that many of them, right? These guys are going to have the lion's share of AI infrastructure. So you may be now thinking, how is this going to help me? I'm not at any of these companies. I'm not a trainer in the sense that I'm not creating a foundation model, perhaps. What am I doing at this presentation? Well, the conversation is not about these guys. The conversation is about the rest of us, right? But I just wanted to make sure that we talk about how these guys operate at a different scale, so we kind of have some relative sense of numbers that we're talking about.